Okay, so at the end of my last video, I made you a promise.
Where my life
I said I was
starts
building a follow-up, one that gives you the daily practices, the exact scripts to use in those hard moments, in a simple tracker so this whole thing actually becomes automatic. Well, here it is.
Let's go!
And listen, what I'm about to share with you, this is the stuff that changed everything for me. Not the theory, not the research, the actual day-to-day moves that make emotional intelligence something you do instead of something you know about. So stay with me, because by the end of this video, you're gonna have 3 practices you can start using today, like today. Here's the thing most people don't realize about emotional intelligence, and I say this as someone who spent years thinking I was bad at it. It's not a personality trait, it's a skill, and skills get better with practice. But here's what nobody tells you. You can't just practice when things are already on fire. You've got to train your nervous system before the storm hits. You've got to build the infrastructure. So here's what I want you to do right now. Before we even get into it, think about the last time you got emotionally hijacked.
What?
A conversation that went sideways, a moment where you said something you regretted, or you just completely shut down. You know the one. Hold that in your mind, because by the end of this video, you're gonna have a very specific plan for what to do instead. And the third practice especially, it's a 30-second move that works in real time in the middle of those exact moments. So don't go anywhere. Okay, practice 1. And this one is so good because it's based on something that is actually happening in your body right now, whether you know it or not. Here's the thing. Every big emotion, and I mean every single one, has a chemical wave that moves through your body. And that wave, it passes in about 90 seconds. 90 seconds, that's it. Now, most of us were not taught this. We were taught to either push the emotion down or just react from it. And so you get activated, and instead of letting the wave pass, you keep feeding it. You start replaying the conversation. You tell yourself a story about what it means. You brace against the feeling. And now you've turned a 90-second wave into a 2-hour spiral. I mean, think about it. We've all been there. So here's a practice. Next time you feel yourself getting activated, and you'll know because your chest gets tight or your jaw clenches or your thoughts start racing, you pause. You put one hand on your chest or your belly. You breathe slowly, and then you name it out loud or in your head. It doesn't matter. But you name it with as much precision as you can. Not just like, I'm angry. That's too vague. You want to say something like, I'm feeling angry and scared that I'm not being heard right now. I can feel it burning in my chest. My jaw is tight. You see the difference? Here's why this works, and this is so cool. Naming the emotion and locating it in your body does 2 things at the exact same time. First, it signals your nervous system this is an emotion, not actual danger, because your body literally cannot tell the difference between a tense conversation and a lion chasing. Naming it gives your brain a category for it. Second, and this is the neuroscience part, it activates your prefrontal cortex, which is the part of your brain where all your EQ skills actually live. So when you name it precisely, you're basically flipping the lights back on in the room where your intelligence lives. I've used this in the middle of tough conversations, like I'll excuse myself for 60 seconds, do this, and come back completely different. And the other person has no idea what just happened. They just know the conversation got better. That's how you use practice 1. Okay, practice 2. And listen, I need you to hear me out on this one before you roll your eyes. Because when I first learned about this, I thought it was absolutely ridiculous. Your vagus nerve. Have you heard of it? Because this thing is basically the brake pedal for your entire nervous system. It runs from your brain all the way down to your heart, to your lungs, your gut. And when it's strong and toned, your whole baseline regulation improves. Like, you're just calmer as a default. You don't go from 0 to 100 as fast when something stressful happens. And here's the key thing. You can actually strengthen it on purpose through really simple, kind of ridiculous sounding activities. Every single day, and we're talking 5 minutes, not an hour, you do 1 or more of these things. You hum or sing in the shower. Do long, slow exhales. Breathe in for 4 counts or out for 7. Splash cold water on your face or gargle. That's it. I know, right? It sounds like something your weird aunt told you. I used to think it was total hippie stuff, and then I tried it consistently for 2 weeks, and I genuinely cannot believe the difference. My resting state was just quieter, and that matters so much because emotional intelligence isn't just about what you do in the hard moments. It's about what your baseline is before the hard moments even start. Like, if you're already running at a 7 out of 10 on the stress scale, when something happens, you've got almost no buffer. But if your baseline is a 3, you've got so much more room to actually respond instead of react. You've got space to use the skills. And the beautiful thing about this practice is it doesn't require any special circumstances. You're already showering. You already wash your face. You're literally just adding a layer of intention to things you do anyway. 5 minutes a day. Start tomorrow morning. Do it for 2 weeks and then tell me I'm wrong. Okay. Practice 3. This is my personal favorite. This is the one I use in real time in the middle of those hard situations when I have maybe 30 seconds to course correct. It's 3 moves: ground, name, and a wise question. And they flow together so naturally that with a little practice, it becomes almost automatic. So ground. First thing you do is feel your feet on the floor. Seriously, just notice them. Feel your body and the space you're in. This sounds too simple to matter, but it does, because grounding pulls your attention out of your head where the spiral is happening and drops it back into your body, into the present moment. It takes about 5 seconds. That's the whole step. Then you name. Same thing we talked about in practice 1. I'm feeling overwhelmed right now. My breath is shallow. There's tension in my shoulders. You're not judging it. You're not trying to fix it yet. You're just observing it, reporting on it like a journalist. And then, and this is where it gets really good, you ask yourself a wise question, and you've got a couple of options here. What do I need right now to feel a little safer? Or how can I respond in a way that honors both of us? You see what's happening there? You're not asking, why is this person being so difficult? Or why does this always happen to me? Those are rabbit holes. You're asking a question that your wisest self can actually answer, and that question activates a completely different part of your brain. So in a 30-second move, you've done nervous system regulation and advanced emotional intelligence at the same time. You've interrupted the hijack, you've named the experience, and you've asked yourself a question that points toward connection and resolution instead of blame and reactivity. The more you practice this, and I can't stress this enough, the more those hard moments stop being proof that you're broken and start being opportunities. Like, genuinely. I used to dread conflict. Now, I still don't love it, let's be real, but I trust myself in it. And that's because I have a move. I know what I'm gonna do when things get hard. And that changes everything. So let's be real honest for a second. You now know these 3 practices, but knowing isn't the same thing as doing. And doing once isn't the same thing as it becoming automatic. That's why I built the tracker I mentioned. So you can actually log these daily, see your streaks, and start to feel the compound effect of this stuff working. Because it does work. But it works because of repetition, not because you watched the video. The 90-second rule to stop the hijack, the daily vagus nerve toning to lower your baseline so you've got more room to work with, and ground, name, and wise question to navigate the hard moments in real time as they're happening. These aren't hacks, they're practices, which means the version of you that does these every day for 30 days is genuinely a different person than the version of you who just nods along and moves on. So click the link below. I put together the exact daily tracker and walk you through how to use it step by step. That's your next move.